Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of The Real Sigma, which is a very special series of The Talk. So, as a guest for our very first episode, we have Mr. Varun R, who is from SpeakApp, who is a CMO and the co-founder there. Right. Welcome, sir. Welcome to this podcast. We are very excited to have you here.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for the invitation. Uh,
Right.
yes. Yeah,
So
you can start.
yes. So before starting with the podcast, I would really like you to pitch in, as we say, speak up. Uh, Thinking that I am the investor, how should a person speak in? We can understand from that itself. Right.
To be very honest, if you want an elevator pitch, I can definitely give you that. Speaker is we are trying to build a YouTube for audio. Or you guys all know what exactly is YouTube does. YouTube has user generated content, branded content. All the media, audio, and all the houses post their content on YouTube. We are trying to build a similar kind of setup for audio because there is no common space in the internet for finding audio content. There is podcast, there is audiobooks, but everything is so segmented and in multiple places. We are trying to build a common platform where you can find all the audio content, and it's built from India. And India is rich with diverse multiple languages, and we are building for India in all the regional languages so that Indians can make use of it maximum. So that is Speak Up. It's a YouTube for audio in diverse languages.
Right. I think till now our viewers are very much well acquainted like what exactly is Speak app, and I'm sure they will use it in future more. Like right now they are having around Speak app is having for your information, guys. Right now Speak up is having more than 100,000 users, and also it has the rating of 4.5 plus at Google Store. So it's pretty much big for now. So starting off with this podcast, sir. So I would like to understand, I'd like to ask a very personal question, maybe, right? So before starting up with this Speak app, I saw that you were director of marketing of business development at Intelligence Quality and the key account manager at N Cloud N, right? So I wanted to know how exactly those two posts helped you out in creating this brand of Speak App for you.
So my experience, to be very honest, starts from my engineering days back in 2010, 2011, 2012. Those years kind of started all these things because I used to participate in a lot of business plan competition, which was not so popular in those days. There were limited opportunities, and people from only premier colleges used to go and participate.
Yeah.
I started from there. My first B plan got selected into multiple competitions, and from there I built my first idea. It was called Automatic Power Machine, and the company name was Innovators Lab. We got some government seed funding, and we started from Kerala, and that was the first experience which I had as in entrepreneurship. So all this experience in multiple startups built onto that, added to that. That was a failure, to be very honest. That was a failure, and that was like full of experiences. From there, I worked with multiple startups. I worked in multiple key roles in core teams of multiple startups. So all this helped me in becoming an entrepreneur. Again, coming back to entrepreneurship, this is my third attempt to entrepreneurship. So I mean, it's pretty exciting to be in this space, to be an entrepreneur, to try to create jobs and to work on an idea, to be an innovator. All those things is very much challenging for me. So I never worked with a corporate. Working with corporate still is like kind of I don't have much preference over there. And all these experiences, all previous experiences, kind of helped me in terms of marketing or sales or hiring, operations, all sort of different departments, and how to battle through the challenges which I have. All these kind of things helped, and that's where I am right.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful, sir. Like this is your third startup, right?
Yes, it is my third step.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's truly inspirational, sir. So now, you know, for how did this idea of Speak App, when did it come first in your mind, and how did you exactly meet your co-founder and pitch them your idea? How did things entirely like worked out for you?
Alan is the CEO and co-founder of SpeakUp, and he kind of was working in social media. He's working in social media space for more than 5 years, and this is SpeakUp first came to his mind, and I am his junior from we were from same college, and we kind of were in touch. And one day he kind of asked me out of the blue, and you want to join SpeakUp because I have been following his pages and his ideas. So I kind of felt excited, and I kind of joined later after a couple of months after starting SpeakCap as a co-founder. And other co-founders, one Jengar was already working with our CTO was already working with Alan for other previous projects. Arun is his old classmate, and they were like very close friends. And later Arun also joined. So currently we are four co-founders in the startup. And idea has been developed a lot after we all four joined, and from the first version, I think there are like multiple versions we tried, tested, and we crossed 250K downloads right now. Play Store only shows 100 and important milestones. So we just crossed 250K downloads on Play Store, and we
Wow,
are in the path of getting that accelerated growth.
very impressive. So from the co like we talked as we talked about the co-founders thing, like it's a this I can't thinking about this particular question. Stop thinking about this particular question that comes in my mind. Is that when exactly if I am having this like if I'm having this idea of a business and I've started this business, when exactly should I think of having a co-founder, or should I have a should I have a co-founder or not, or should it's better for me to run the business on my own? Like how this thing really works out.
That actually depends on multiple factors. One thing is that what you're building, and if you have all the skill sets to build that, then it's really good. But most of the cases, everyone doesn't have all those skill sets, and it's very difficult to scale up because you have to do all the things. You have to kind of uh, you can hire a team, but still you have to kind of have a idea of what exactly you are doing. There are like single founder startups out there, but still having a co-founder actually it's kind of eases your life to a very good extent because complementing skills, that's something which every co-founder should have, because someone is handling tech, someone is handling marketing, someone is handling operations and finance, someone is handling the product. So all those categories, someone is handling hiring or HR, all these categories most of the times won't be able to do by a single person. That's where you need to kind of look out for co-founders who can match your similar vibe, similar energy, and similar vision. That is very important, and choosing a co-founder is also very important for a startups to succeed, because anyway you guys have to be on the same page to for a very long period of time to get that startup successful. So choosing a co-founder, again, depending on timing of what stage you are in and what skills that particular co-founder is bringing to the startup, and how well you guys are getting connected and working for a single vision.
Right. So basically, if you want to make your life a little bit easier, you should and also based on what stage your startup is at, you should really think of having a co-founder. So like they will help you in building the business better way. That's what you want to say.
Yes. Again, as I said, right, I mean, what idea you are building on, what skills you want to add, what skills you have, what skills a co-founder means the people person you are looking out for, and how you guys complement each other, how you guys working towards a vision. So all these things matters.
So tell me something about 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 the start of this entire journey of PCAP. Like what happened first? Okay, Mr. Allen, right, came up with this brilliant idea, right, and then he came and asked you, "Hey, let's start with this. What are your views?" And you guys started with it. So how did the this thing worked out? If you look at the team, how did you build the team? How, like, the entire process? Can you please tell me in a nutshell, if possible?
Yeah, you need to just give me. I just a second.
Mm.
I think I'm
Take your time.
under a little feverish, feeling a bit feverish, but that's okay. Again, the idea, as I said, right? I mean, Jenker and Alan was already working with social media for a long time. Then after Alan built the initial version of SpeakUp, then he found that okay, there is a product market fit, and he'll be able to kind of scale it up. Then I was also kind of doing some freelance marketing projects at that particular time, and he asked whether I wanted to join him. That's when I said, okay, yes, I would like to be part of it. And then when I joined, it was like 2,000 downloads. We kind of figured out how we can build this more, how we can put some growth strategies in place and kind of scale it up. So all those things started from there. Then later, Arun joined. And also he contributed a lot in bringing investments and like uh, getting operations in place. And all these four co-founders have put a lot of effort in building this, and everyone is working hard to kind of towards that vision. So as I said, right, I mean, the entire idea was not built exactly. I mean, this idea started from the day, but still it was kind of built, and all those changes happened for a period of time to like after having a lot of tests and we all kind of understood what exactly the users want, and all those things changed every then and now. And now also we are discussing exactly okay what exactly can be done more, what features can be added. So this is like a long never ending process. I mean, for all the products it's like out there, I think it is a never ending process depending on what customers wants, what the market needs, what how can you portray it, how can you monetize, all those things matters.
Right. So can you put some light on how exactly you build your entire team? Like, if I am starting with a company, right? If I'm starting with an idea, I should think like, how should I build my thing? Like, start with my ideas. Like, how should I build my team? And I have so much, like, a 1 lakh rupees in my hand. So if I have that much money in my hand, how can I build my team? You understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Especially with early stage startups, I have worked with a couple of early stage startups before an employee, as a team member. Again, hiring, especially for stage startups, uh, is a very, very difficult game. Because why? Because if you pay a certain amount to someone, they'll come work for you. But still, as an early stage startup, there might be some issues with the financial. There could be. I'm not saying that always it happens, but there could be issues with financials. There could be issues with the company's vision, and every day will be very much dynamic. I mean, there is no fixed schedule. No one is going to say that okay, this is going to happen in your old job. The job roles could change. You will get more responsibilities. You will get given all the additional things to do. Your every day looks entirely different. So I think all these things
That's the
matters
fun of it.
when you come to hiring, because
Right.
if you want someone to be a 9 to 5 job, I don't think a startup is the right place to be in. So you need to tell them exactly okay what they are going to be working with, whom they are going to work with, what kind of projects they can expect. This role can change every day, then and now. You will get promotions as the company grow. You will get more and more responsible roles as we grow. So all these things have to be convinced along with the financial part of it. But I think more than the financial part, someone wants to be part of that growth journey. I think that actually matters a lot, because when I worked with LSA startups, I saw the founders' vision, and I wanted to be part of that growth story, what they are building, uh, and I believe that I'll get more and more responsibilities as the startup grew. So that actually happens in startups, right? I mean, you also need to have that conviction about whom you are hiring. Okay, they are capable of doing that. They are capable of struggling maybe a bit, and growing with the startup. So all these things matters when it comes to hiring. And building our team also, we work with a very small team. Even marketing team here, it's like a very, very small team. And whomever we hire, we try to keep them for you know uh, train them, and with our vision, and they also bring a lot of inputs, things which we don't know. And I think it's a mutual learning after in a startup. I mean, every day you learn something new, and I always learn from whomever we have worked with.
So I think, for hiring or for attracting some good employees who some things, some cultures are also comes into play, right? If you talk about me, so in past I have worked with a company named Impact Guru, right? So I worked in that company not because they are paying me more like I work more because of what they do, right? So Impact Guru is a company where they kind of help out people who need money with people who is who is under some treatment, and all of a sudden they realize, okay, I don't have enough money to fund that particular operation, right? So they help them out with money by just by donating money, and I think that's a very good cause that I wanted to be a part of. So I think that to start a business, to hire the right employees, it's more good to build a story that people might relate to. That's the
Mhm.
best strategy of a startup, if you agree with me, right? So now I would like to know or get some good tips for for networking. If I want to network with the right people, what are the tips? How do you do that? What is the magic in it?
There is no magic as such in that again. If you so one of my previous co-founders whom I worked with have told me that if you don't ask, you will not know what their answer is, right? So that actually is very very. When I thought about it, it actually applies to everything. Uh, and so whenever I go for events and even especially I met my co-founder Mr. Alan Abraham through such an event because I was part of the alumni committee in campus and he came for a campus visit and I was like I wanted to talk to him and interact with him because he was an entrepreneur. That's when we connected. So that connect actually eventually progressed into me getting a job and be part of his co-founder as a startup. I think networking can work wonders if you stay in touch with the person, not just for professionally. I mean, obviously, in a personal level as well, you can actually connect with them, talk to them, talking about your ideas, talk about their ideas. All those things happen, and it's very difficult to keep in touch with a lot of people at the same time. And you can prioritize. Always, you can prioritize, and see whom you want to be connected with and what you are expecting from them, what they are expecting from you. All these things matter. So if you go for an event, I believe that you should interact with as many people as you can. See what they are doing, what they are building, what are they working, and appreciate everyone. Appreciate everyone. Respect everyone. Build contacts. Connect on LinkedIn. See if you can take it something out of them, and they'll also kind of approach you and sell their products on you, market their products. There are people like that. We should appreciate them. I mean, they are also doing their job. We should say that okay, if I'm not looking for something, and we can connect. Maybe we can connect and we can sing in the future. So networking has all these things. Interact with maximum people. That's one thing which I can say from my experience. I have interacted with a lot of people over during the events which is happening, and I think. Yeah, that is the first thing. That is first thing, and exactly having clarity on what exactly you want from them. That also could be one thing which later on you have to figure out. And it's good to have good connections, especially on LinkedIn and numbers and all, because you can reach out to people. Uh, and last event, we there was a web engage. That's a startup. They had an event called Engagement. I got connected with Kuku FM founder. They are also working in the audio space, and I got his number. And he was very very open. We had a good kind of discussion on what exactly is happening in the audio space. So that kind of thing, connect if you can build with people whom you meet. I don't think they'll forget you easily. So that I think that is one of the strong pillars of networking.
So another question about networking, right? It's more of a personal question, right? So if I'm very good at networking, I met with you, I say hi, hello, we discussed about the ideas, like what you are doing, what I did earlier, what I'm looking forward to, and all that. Then we stayed in contact, right? Now, what should I do, or how should I maintain contact with a very important network? For example, you and
Again,
me, right? How do I maintain the contact between me and you? What do you expect from me to do? To if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, again, if you kind of wanted to get connected with more people, I strongly suggest you to meet more people. That is one thing. You have to you have to meet more people, try to get connected over LinkedIn, talk to them, and say that okay, you are an aspiring entrepreneur, or you are, you wanted to do something in this, or you wanted to work somewhere, or you wanted to be part of an early stage startup. Talk to them in that way. And I think most of the people you connect over LinkedIn, are open to have conversations on LinkedIn, unless you kind of, think them a lot. But you can have good conversations on LinkedIn. And second thing, that like what you want to build, that actually matters a lot. You wanted to build a podcasting channel, or you wanted to kind of have a content out there, then you should tell them, okay, I'm building this, I've already taken talk to some founders, will you be interested in giving me half an hour of your time, so that we can have a discussion, so that I can post it. You can ask them directly. And many people will be saying, because anyway, entrepreneurs would like to share their experience, because uh, their failures also, right? I mean, not everyone is a successful entrepreneur. People try,
Right.
people fail. All this happens. So I have failed twice, and this is my third startup. And failure actually makes you get better. I mean, everyone wants to share that kind of stories, and uh, so it's okay. It's okay to ask them, because people have stories. People have stories, and you
Yeah.
can directly ask them. You
Yes.
can tell them, okay, I'm doing this. Would you like to be part of it? That, I think, that's the best way.
Right. So you want me to be direct to them. Honest is the best policy.
Yeah,
Just go
yes.
and
I mean,
ask. Shoot
what
your
is wrong in
questions.
that? I mean, yeah, what is wrong in that? I mean, you can tell them that okay, I'm this, I'm part of this institution, or I'm part of this company. I'm doing this to know more about startup ecosystem, to more about entrepreneurs. So why don't why can you give me half an hour of time, so that we can have a discussion? That's it. I mean, be direct.
So let us take an example of this particular pen, right? I want to manufacture this pen. You understand my point,
Yeah.
right? So let's take it as an innovative idea. Now, it needs what? It needs money, it needs brain, it needs technology, everything. It does need that, right?
I
So
think
what?
first of all, it needs demand. I think you need to understand what exactly the demand in market. That is the first thing I believe.
Yes, yes. Demand is the first thing of starting it. If you don't have demand, why would you do that? Right?
Yes,
So
exactly. Yeah.
for producing this particular thing, we need money. Money is one of the most essential part of it. You need to know where to exactly produce it, even if for the service department, right? So how would you calculate that? You understand my problem? Like if you know that I want to start a product, okay, how much product I need to produce, or how much where should I produce these particular, how to calculate that? How did you calculate that?
So the
How many?
organic, or maybe the best way is to I will say that you can outsource. After understanding the demand, uh, you have to design it, and you can outsource it to a manufacturer and ask them what is the minimum number of products they can produce. If it's 100 or 1,000, see that whether you will be able to fund that from your own. 1,000 pens, if you can fund that from your own, that is well and good, because uh, what is your margin? That is the second question. If you are having 1,000 pens, and the manufacturer is saying that okay, I'll manufacture this for 10,000 rupees, and if you can sell that 1,000 pens for 20,000 rupees over the next 2-3 months, I think you will have 10,000 in hand. You can invest that again back to the coin, and you can manufacture another 2,000. And with that profit, again, you can build the business, but that actually is a very, very time consuming profit. But that is the best way, because you have 100% ownership of the company. If you can do that, that is well and good. I think that many companies who was bootstrapped has took its own time to kind of grow. But it's not a bad thing, right? I mean, you will have 100% ownership, and that's pretty good. I mean, you are the sole owner of the organic company, and you guys are making good profits also, right? I mean, the profit margins are really good. So if you can do that, 100 will, that means 1,000 will become 2,000, and 2,000 can become 5,000, 5,000 become 10,000, and after a point of time, you can start getting money from that, taking profits from that, and still the manufacturing and the process will continue as there. But if you wanted to grow at a very, very rapid pace, uh, first of all, you have to maybe 1,000 pens, right? I mean, maybe you have to put money from your own pocket and manufacture 1,000 pens, sell that 1,000 pens. show an investor saying that okay, this 1,000 pence can fetch me this much 50% margin. I am selling it to 20,000 means at 20,000 rupees. I have 50% margin, and convince a VC or an angel, okay, this is a very good business model, because it's actually is, because 50% margin is not a small number, right? And then saying that okay, I wanted to scale this up to 50,000, or maybe I want to scale it up to 1 lakh. Can you give me some money for me to scale it up? So that's how your pitch should be. What kind of investments, what kind of equity you can give to them. Then instead of manufacturing 5,000, you will be directly going to 1 lakh, because you have money right now. But the ownership is like kind of split with there will be equities with you and investors. So, but you will have the money, but the profit will be like really, really high. So that's another model. Again, all this I am talking about my own experience and what I have seen the market over the years, and like from my last 10 years of startup experience, I'm saying this. But both are different models depending on how soon you want to grow and how much ownership you wanted to kind of give away. Hope it makes
So
sense.
when it does make sense. So when can you like when do you say like when shall I get my profit? So for every entrepreneur, I think it's a very naive question from my side. If you say it like, but I think many other people who are about to start a business, this question strikes in mind like, okay, if I start my business from now on, when can I expect profit? You understand? Like, because of course, for a person to keep, for a mediocre person like me to keep on doing a business, it's not possible, right? Until unless my dad is some Ambani or some rich person, it's not that possible for me to keep on doing it. I should get some money as well, right? So when do you think like do you think it is the right question to ask this at first? And
See,
if it's right, then when should I ask this question?
I strongly think that okay, I understood your question, but the main point which you are missing here is that how long you can survive without taking profit. That is one question, because anyway, if you have everyone has certain bills to pay, right? I mean, an entrepreneur definitely is a person who is going to take risk. He reaps rewards after taking risk. That is I think very important. First of all, what you are building, what is your idea, how whether it's profit making, what is the business model, all these things comes into my mind. But to be very honest, I believe that anyone can start a business who has a good idea, because if you can invest 5 rupees and make 10 rupees out of it, or invest 5,000 and make 10,000 out of it, or invest 10,000 and make 20,000 out of it, or like something like that, the investment is very low and you are making some profit out of it, right? I mean, you have to find a business model or an idea which actually helps you do that. So it again depends on what kind of investments you are doing or what kind of idea you have. That is one thing. Second part, people kind of keep on investing their profit. I mean, mostly the traditional business guys, they kind of investing their profit, major share of profit back into the business to expand that. But in startups, what exactly happens is that after you raise funding, definitely if you have a very good solid profit margin for your products, they will start break even, and they will start making profits in no time, even after they raise funding, right? I mean, so every business wants to be profitable. Every business is started to be profitable and to make money. But to be certain business model takes its own time, because you need to acquire a lot of customers before monetizing them. Social media is one thing, and credit models was like similar. They kind of recently have learned that they can spend 2 rupees to make 1 rupee. To acquire customers, you need to have spend more money, and maybe later on you can monetize that acquired customers. Uh, so to answer your question, everyone wants to be profitable as soon as possible. And again, if you want to reinvest that particular money without taking profit shares, or that all again depends on the people who runs the company. I think yeah, that's it.
So, so we don't have much time in our hand now. So I would like to ask my last question to you now. So my last question is like, what exactly do you want to tell to the entrepreneurs who want to start their business within some 1 month or so? Some
Again, see, as I told you, right, I am not a very highly successful entrepreneur, but still I have started something on my past on my own, and that actually gives me some kind of experience in what not to do, or what exactly I should have done. On that, like if you have an idea, try to validate it as soon as possible, and talk to people. There are like a lot of programs out there who actually validates idea. You can apply to that and get the help. I think IIM Bangalore has one thing called Launchpad. Then there are a couple of other programs from different state startup mission, especially in Kerala. There is like Kerala Startup Mission Innovation Grant. There is like Peak XV, Sequoia, earlier Sequoia, their Indian arm. They have Surge. Uh, then Andler has an EIR program, Entrepreneur in Residence program. Then First Check has something validates the idea. I think Jungle Venkat just recently started something.
Right.
So if you have an idea, I think there are like very like there are like very much options available for you to validate that idea and talk to people, talk to mentors. So that is one thing. Second thing is that you also have to see exactly how much time you can commit to that particular idea, whether are you a full time or maybe part time you are doing that. That also is pretty much important, because how long you can run without money, that is also very critical. Because if you have a salaried job, then definitely you need to figure out, okay, if I'm going after entrepreneurship, I might not be able to make some money for some time, whether you'll be able to survive on that. So figure out all these things. Take calculated risk. Sometimes you have to jump in and have a leap of faith as well.
True.
But most of the time, take calculated risk and talk to people, talk to good people, and understand exactly how they are doing, and what can be done. If I have similar idea, do market research, and you know there is n number of resources available out there. All you have to do is like kind of look and do that.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot for educating us with your insights. And I'm sure I'm very much enlightened by that. And I'm sure our viewers got a lot of things to learn as well. And thank you for this.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
to
Maganda,
you
for
all,
inviting me.
thank you. So for you all people, if you want to, ask some more questions to him, or if you want me to invite him again in a second podcast or in a second episode, please comment in the comment section, and I will try to bring him again if he wishes to. Thank you, and we'll come up with more of useful sessions like this with entrepreneurs equivalent to Mr. Varun. And for that, to get some more knowledge about these exciting topics, please do stay tuned in. And thank you, and adios. Thank you.